learn that. Honestly, I was actually talking about this recently, but I went to school, like I went to college. I went to Cal Poly Pomona. I got my degree in computer science, but looking back in my life, I should not have done that. I should have went and learned something else, because I could program before I went to school. Like when I was, there were like programming classes when I was in high school, so I took them because I was already programming. Like my dad happened, like he got me to computers, and my dad bought me like a programming book, and so I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I started learning programming myself way before I went to school for it or anything. So I did all that, and then I went to school, and like my teacher would get mad, and because I'll be talking to my classmates in high school, because they wouldn't understand how the teacher was explaining the programming, so they would ask me, and I would answer them, and then he would get butthurt. I remember one time he got so butthurt, he was like, he's like, hey, you want to come up here and teach the class, you know, and teach them how to do this? And I was like he said with like hella like butthurt tone, you know, and so I was like, all right. So I stood up there, I went up there, I grabbed the fucking marker or whatever, or chalk, I don't remember what it was at the time, and I taught the class how to do it, and the teacher was like, well done. Go back to your desk. I was like, okay. Yeah. No, but that teacher was pretty cool. Dude, so in that class, right, we had, I remember, it's all coming back to me right now. It was one of these like classes, was a door that joins like a computer lab. So like a computer lab with a bunch of computers, then one door, and then there's like the class with all the desks, right? So half the class you would spend like in the classroom part, and then the other half you would go to the computers, right? So, there was a, like some kind of security program on there that lets you, make sure you couldn't run anything else, couldn't go on the internet or anything like that. But, let's just say I figured a way around it. And I went and I installed Quake 3 on the computer. So, one day, when everyone is like, is a day when everyone was supposed to be in the computer lab the whole time. I was playing Quake 3 in school, in class, because I knew the teacher was like in the other room or whatever. So I'm playing Quake 3, and fucking I didn't notice the teacher came in with the principal, right? Because the principal wanted to see what we were doing in the computer science class. So he happened to come in, and I had Quake 3 up. Fucking, I'm like rocket jumping and shit. And then my teacher sees it, and he's thinking to himself like, fuck. You know, because like, we're all supposed to be like not playing games and shit, obviously. So he says like, yeah, this is the latest thing they're working on. You know, this is one of our best students. He's working on modifying some of the aspects of this game with the code. Then she's like, wow, really? That looks very impressive. It's like, yeah. And then he like, when the principal turned away, he like gave me this like stern ass look. Like I was like, you know, like, Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, I miss school. Yeah, he covered for me because he had to cover for himself. That's what that was. Because they were supposed to, you know, have like the secure ass system where you can't do all this other stuff. And I'm sitting in there playing Quake 3. Wasn't it a teacher you had that actually gave you the name Rip? That is correct. It was my band teacher. I was in band. Because my girlfriend was in band. And then, well, even before that I was in band. But I chose band over basketball and volleyball teams. Because they wanted me on those teams because I was tall. But I looked at it, I was like, you know, I'm okay at basketball, but I was always put in this position of center, right? Like when I was growing up, I was the tall kid, so I was always the center on the team. You know, and if you guys don't know, the center is the tallest one usually. You know, he's the one who's supposed to stand like under the basket, grab the rebounds, stay close for the close shots, etc. Right? You don't gotta dribble a lot, etc. So I was always the tallest kid. I played center for many years in many different leagues and everything. And then in high school, like around junior high, I guess, I was already like still tall, but I wasn't like the tallest anymore. The people were starting to get taller than me. And then in high school, of course, you know, I thought I was still like pretty tall, I joined the basketball team in high school. I was on the team. We were traveling around, whatever. And I remember when we go up against other schools, like I was like basically put into like a power forward position because like the other guys were like 4 inches taller than me. I'm 6'2", so like I'm 6'1", 6'2", right in between there. And so I would go up there and like the center's like 6'5". I'm like, how the hell am I gonna rebound over this guy? He's a freaking giant, you know? And then like so they put me to like a power forward position, but like I'm not power. Look at me. Does this look like power to you? So obviously I couldn't do that. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't think basketball's gonna happen for me. You know, like long-term play, I don't think basketball's gonna happen. If I had known all that, you know, I would have been a point guard. Because to be in like the NBA, like I'm like a point guard height now, you know. But because I was the tallest kid always, like when I was like 5'10", and everyone my age was like 5'4", you know, like of course they're gonna make them the point guard. How am I supposed to dribble past guys who are 5'4" when I'm like 5'10"? More school stories? I mean, I told you about when I was on the basketball team, right? So like when I first tried out, I got put on like the scrub team, right? Not the team that gets to travel around. Like there was like 2 levels of team. I don't remember what they were called. It wasn't like JV and varsity. It was something else. Because we had like a freshman team, and there was 2 levels of the freshman team. But they put me on like the scrub team, right? And I remember the very first game that we had, like it was at home, you know, our school gym, and the team I was playing against when I finally got put in, they had like some guys, like we were losing by a little bit, not a lot by a lot, whatever, I remember. But I got put in because we were losing. So like I wasn't, not only was on the crappy team, I was on the like the bench on the crappy team. So finally I got put in the game, and I was really bad at basketball. Like don't get me wrong, like because I played my whole life playing as a center. So all I really liked doing was blocking shots and getting rebounds, right? I wasn't like the guy shooting threes or whatever. Although I was pretty good, like 45-degree threes, those are my shot. But they finally put me in. And you know, the hard part about basketball for me is running all the plays. Like you gotta run from here to there. He sets the pick, then you run that way and shit. I'm like, I can't remember none of that. Just like they're all moving around, man. Just give me the ball. I'm right here for 3. Boom. Right, that's all I wanted. But anyway, they put me in. And I remember the very first thing I did was this guy like came driving in. I was standing where the center should have been. He came like right at me, and so I jump up and was like, boom! And like I blocked the shit out of this guy, and the ball literally flies past the 3-point line before it touched the ground. Right, so he's just like past the 3-point line, bounced off the floor, and it's like basically at half court, right? And the whole crowd, like when I blocked, I remember like the gym crowd went like, they all like stood like, oh, you know, I was like, fuck, that was tight, right? So that was the first block I had in that game. And then like everyone was like, oh shit, that was tight. Like I could tell like the other team was like, damn, that guy got wrecked. Then like maybe like a minute or 2 after that, we're on offense, we're there off the court, whatever. They get a rebound, they get a fast break, okay? So I start chasing the guy on the fast break, and he goes for a layup, and I'm running my ass off right behind him, right? He goes for his layup, I jump up again, boom, block it, it bounces off the wall in front of us, but I was running so fast, I also body checked him in the air, and he hit the floor and flew into the wall. And so like, I end up landing, and he's like against the wall on the floor, and he like looks up at me, and I'm just like standing over him, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't mean to hit him like that, you know, so I'm like yo, my bad. And then like, obviously it was a foul, and then I guess like my coach my coach came up to me, and he's all like, nice block, man. Next time if that happens though, make sure you like give him a hand and pick him back up. Cause I was so shocked that I hit him like that like I don't know what happened. I was like, oh god, I've never hit anyone that hard in basketball. But after that game, from those 2 plays, they moved me up to the real team basically. And then I quit the team for band because I was like, this is whack. Everyone's taller than me. Can't be a center here. No honor. Yeah. It was fun, man. I like playing basketball back in the day. Rip after knocking the guy down. What is this? This is very similar to what it looked like. This is very similar to what it looked like. I blocked the guy. I body checked him. The thing is, he was sideways, right? So he landed on the floor sideways, and like there was like the padding behind the on the wall behind the rim, right? So like he just like hits the floor, like slides into it, boom, and I'm just like standing over him, like looking down. I'm like, oh shit, my bad. So not quite that facial expression, not quite this "fuck you, motherfucker," but you know, it was good times. It was good times. Good times indeed. Face down, feet towards. Oh man. Man, basketball was fun. I don't remember why I was telling you guys about band. Why was I telling you guys about band? Oh yeah, my teacher. The band teacher is the one who ended up saying, like, he's like he would take roll. He took roll, and then he was all like, it's like, what's this guy's name? How about I just call you Rip? Fine by me. And so he called me Rip from then after. And then it became my nickname in band. And so all the band guys started calling me Rip. And then it just spread from there. And so I've been Rip ever since. Did I smash any teachers? Unfortunately not. There were a couple who could have got it though. Give up on Xbox One activity. Let us have a first Dan champ on Tuesday. Alright, that's a great point. On Tuesday I'll be a first Dan. Yeah, the title's over. You're right, Coco Lay. You're right. Yeah, now everyone calls me Rip. Yeah, it's spread. My first girlfriend was from band. What instrument did I main in band? Oh god. Yeah, the instrument I mained was trumpet. Trumpet. I mained trumpet. Oh, you're right. I do have a band thing. It's right here. L-U-I-G. You guys want to see me in my band uniform? Here it is, boys. Here it is. There's, you can see I was a little bit darker back then. L-U-I-G Young, boys. L-U-I-G Young. Look at that band uniform. It's fancy. We had a sash. Oh, man, it's funny. That kid was young. Little did he know, he would later be the law of America. I was playing Tekken back then, too. Dude, I found another image. This one, I remember, is like, this was also in high school. This was like, I don't remember why, but I needed to get a picture with a tie. So, I like borrowed my dad's tie. Maybe also my dad's shirt. And I went to get the picture taken. Have you guys seen this one? This is also Young Rip. I don't remember what year this was or anything. But there's Young Rip in his tie. And shirt. It's so funny. Look, it's not even like tucked in under the collar completely. Fucking noob. Fucking noob. Stupid noob. Super young. It's not a flat top. Does it look like a flat top? It's just, this is what my hair used to be. It's just, it's super short, but it's combed forward. You can't tell. I guess, yeah, on stream it looks like I got like a Kid and Play flat top. But yeah, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Geek Squad. I look angry for some reason. I was angry probably. I don't want to wear that stupid tie. Yeah, and like, I think since 10th grade I had that haircut. It was like, I had my hair really short. I would get like a 2 or 3 on the sides and back and just cut the top really short. So even when I qualified for Evo Top 8, I had that hair still. You guys want LUIG Young emoticon? Did my parents force me to go into IT or math or medical school? No. They were nothing. Just like, do whatever you want, basically. My parents were the best, actually. Do I still play the trumpet? I still have my trumpet, but I'm pretty sure I can't play it. I was gonna think like maybe I should go bust it out really quick, but I honestly don't even remember much about it. What time? It's 7:40. It's kind of late to bust out a trumpet right now. Maybe tomorrow or something. We'll do a daytime stream. Can I plug the trumpet into Rocksmith? Probably not. Do it. Oh, my dad never wanted me to be in games. He was like, still playing those games? Why are you still playing those games? He was always questioning it. This was probably like 9 or 10 years ago. But like, the thing is, my dad always let me do what I want, so could never stop me. And at the same time, I already graduated college, so it's like, what are you gonna say? You know, like, I could go get a programming job, or I could play video games. Yeah, Young Rip gonna hit the streets with his new mixtape.